is driving me out of my mind.
She see money all around me. I look like I'm the man.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Crystal. Today I did something a little bit different from my past two videos. I did this makeup tutorial on this soft-ish kind of Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. I really wanted it to be a little bit different than most of the tutorials that you normally see for Valentine's Day. I still kept the pinks in it, but I kind of incorporated a little bit of purple. And then for the lid color, I did a pink shade, but I did kind of more of a rose gold shade. I did like a little bit of a goldish tint to it, just so it could be a little bit different than the typical Valentine's Day tutorials that you usually see here on YouTube. So if you are interested in how I got this look, just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm starting off with my brows already done, and then I'm going to prime my eyelids with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Pure Beige. I'm going to blend that out with the smallest Real Techniques sponge that they have. My contact was bothering me, so that's why I was blinking like that. So I'm just going to blend that out. Then I know I already did my brows, but when I was blending the concealer out, I kind of messed them up a little bit. So I'm just going over those spots with the Dipbrow, Anastasia Dipbrow, and the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shades Dark Brown and Espresso for the brow pencil. And then I'm going to set my eyelids with the RCMA No Color Powder. Now I'm taking my Morphe 25B palette in that shade right there I just showed you guys, and I'm just taking that kind of into my crease and using it as my transition color. So I'm going a little bit above the crease for that. Oh, and the brush I'm using for that is the Wet n Wild crease brush. Now going into the Morphe 35B palette, I'm taking that baby pink shade into the crease just to add a nice little wash of pink, and the brush I'm using for that is from a set I got on eBay. I believe that set is called Jessup Brushes is the brand. Now I'm taking the shade Buon Fresco from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm just going over top of that baby pink shade just to add a hint of purple. And that is a Real Techniques, I believe it's actually a shader brush, but I like it for blending. Now taking the shade Burnt Orange, I'm just going to go over my original transition color just in case it got washed out by the pink and purple. Then I'm going to go back in with more Buon Fresco just to blend the two together. Now back in with my 35B palette, I'm taking this kind of soft hot pink color, and I'm just going into my outer V with that just to add some more color. And I'm using another eBay Jessup brush from a different set. Now I'm taking the brush that came with the Modern Renaissance palette with no extra shadow, and I'm just blending that darker pink into the other two shades. Then I'm going to take Love Letter from the Modern Renaissance palette on another shader brush and blend that into the outer V just to add some more depth and a little bit more color. Then I'm going to hit it again with that Modern Renaissance blending brush, I guess you could say it is. I don't really care for this brush on its own, but I love it to blend shadows together. And I'm just rotating between that as well as the Real Techniques shader brush to blend the Love Letter in. Then I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill palette with this rose gold shade and apply that to my lid with an Equal Tools shader brush. And you can see I'm using that Modern Renaissance brush again. I'm going to use it, I use it a lot in my eye looks just to, like I said, blend shadows together. And then I'm going back in with that Jessup brush in that first pink shade and going back over it again with Love Letter just to keep blending, make everything kind of seamless. Now for liner, I'm taking the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. It's my favorite eyeliner of all time. And I'm just cleaning up the edges of my eyeshadow with the baby wipe. And now I'm just going to start drawing my wing. I only showed my left eye just because I completely blocked my right eye with the mirror in the Modern Renaissance palette and you couldn't see it at all. Taking the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer, and I'm just applying that all over my face. This is my favorite drugstore primer and one of my favorite primers overall. It's so matte and it's so good and it's so cheap. I just love it. And for foundation, I'm taking the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and I am in the shade 209 Caramel Beige. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush just to blend that foundation in all over my face. And this is me just looking at how yellow it looked on camera, but I promise you it didn't look like that in person. And even later on in the video, you'll see that it kind of all evens out and it works out. So no worries. Now I'm taking the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge just to blend my forehead and my nose because the brush was a little bit too big and I didn't want to get it in my eyebrows or anything. Now I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 25 Medium just to highlight my face. Using that same Real Techniques sponge, I'm just going to blend that out under my eyes as well as on my chin and nose, on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, all that good stuff. Now I'm taking that smaller Real Techniques sponge just to finish it off to get the blending a little bit more precise. I really love it under my eyes, especially when I'm wearing contacts, just because sometimes if I use the bigger sponge, it will touch my contact and make it all foggy. I'm going to go back over it with that bigger sponge just to make sure there's no harsh lines. And then for cream contour, I'm just going to take the Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Call Me Maple. To blend it out, I'm going to take a clean Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I like to use the flat edge to blend it out, and I also like to kind of squeeze it together and bounce it on my face just to make it kind of fit my face. The pointy end doesn't always work for me. I know that might have been like a weird way to describe it, but you kind of see what I'm saying. I just kind of squeeze the sponge to fit the structure of my face as opposed to just bouncing it. Now I'm just using that same smaller sponge just to go back over my under eyes to make sure there's no creases, and then I'm going to set it using that same RCMA no color powder that I used to set my lids before the shadow. I'm going to use that same powder to set my nose and my forehead, my chin, all the places I highlighted. And I'm also going to set underneath my nose in those little creases. I learned that trick from Carly Bible. Oh, I'm taking a Slurpee break. Then I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 360 Mocha, and I'm just going to use that to set my contour in place using the Wet n Wild contour brush. Alright guys, be prepared for the harshest nose contour you've ever seen in life. Like, what is that? I put way too much powder on that brush, and you're going to see me try to fix this for the longest time. Just watch. I'm trying to take a brush with concealer on it. I tried to use my finger. I'm going to try to use a shader brush later on. I'm just going to try 1,000,001 techniques, and yeah. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know why I did that, but just go ahead and watch and laugh as I try to fix it. I believe I said something to the effect of powder fixes everything, right? And now I'm just wiping off the rest of the powder that I used to bake and hoping for the best on my nose contour because it was just ridiculous. Oh yeah, and that brush that I'm using to wipe away the powder is the e.l.f. blush brush. And here I am just laughing at myself again about that nose contour because I just couldn't believe I put that much powder right there. I just don't know why I did that. Okay, so I finally got to a point where I was kind of happy with the nose contour, so I'm taking the shade Moonstone from the Anastasia Glow Kit, and I'm just highlighting my inner corner. I chose this shade because it kind of has a pinky undertone to it, but it also has the slightest gold tint to it, kind of like the lid shade, so I thought it just fit with this look. And then I'm taking Love Letter again on this pencil brush. I believe it is a Morphe M222, and I'm just blending that into my lower lash line, kind of mimicking my lid, because I'm also going to take that Jaclyn Hill shade, that rose gold shade, and I'm going to blend that in between the inner corner highlight and Love Letter, just to have a seamless look to mimic the lid. Now I'm taking the Real Techniques contour brush to apply my highlighter. I am taking the Maybelline Master Chrome, and I love this highlighter because it's buildable. You can use it for an everyday kind of natural highlight, but you can also build it up to an intense highlight. For this look, I wanted it to be somewhere in between because I wanted it to kind of be a softer kind of glam. So I'm just kind of building it up to sort of like a medium intensity. Now I'm taking my Mario Badescu facial spray. This is the aloe and cucumber one, and I'm just kind of taking a bath in it. I love this stuff. Now I'm just drying my face off with that palette. I love this spray not only to set my face, but also to just eliminate that powdery look and kind of blend everything together and make it look flawless. Now you see me throwing a tantrum because I realized I left my lash glue at my apartment and I was visiting my mom an hour and a half away. So I'm just going to take the L'Oreal Telescopic and the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. That's me saying I don't mess with Tarte, but I love that mascara. Then I'm taking the Anastasia lip palette, and I'm taking the shade, I'll have it listed in the description box, but I don't remember which number it was. I think it was 2, I'm going to assume. And I'm just taking the brush that came with that palette and lining my lips with it and then filling them in. And that's pretty much it for this look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this look, and if you want to see any more makeup tutorials from me, or just, you know, more videos in general, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, all of that. And that's it for now. I will see you guys next time. Bye! Ugh, how does Sissy look?
Good.
Can I kiss you or no?
You got lipstick.
I do. But can I just kiss you? Please,
No.
please, please,
No.
please.
No. No.
It won't. It won't stain. It won't stain. It won't.
Okay.
Oh, I lied. Okay, guys. Well, just so you know, the Anastasia lip palette is not transfer proof because I got them. I didn't mean to. It's okay, guys, because this is my Valentine this year. So.
It is my little sister.
Boy, I'm the big sister. You're my little brother. Okay, tell you two hi and bye. Say subscribe to Sissy's channel.
And lemons.
And like, comment, tell your friends. Yeah, leave a thumbs up. Tell them bye. Look at this. Okay, extra. Come on.